Nestled on the northeast coast of South America, the once undiscovered gem of Guyana is on the precipice of an unprecedented transformation. Long known for its stunning landscapes, rich biodiversity, and diverse culture, this nation is now set to become the epitome of economic success. But what's driving this remarkable transformation? Who are the key players driving Guyana's growth, and what opportunities could this hold for aspiring entrepreneurs and investors? Can Guyana strike the perfect balance between growth and sustainability, ensuring a brighter future for generations to come? Stay tuned as we dive deep into the captivating story of Guyana's extraordinary journey toward becoming insanely rich in just 5 years. Let's get started. In a land once overlooked and plagued by poverty, a sensational boom is sweeping through its streets, leaving behind a trail of astonishing developments. From colonial relics to modern marvels. In the midst of old colonial streets and ancient timber cathedrals, an astonishing change is unfolding. The cityscape is a canvas of construction as cranes tower over new ports and highways, connecting remote regions and neighboring countries. The air is charged with excitement and industry, with bustling activity and heavy machinery shaping the landscape. Formerly unemployed citizens are now at the forefront of this whirlwind, driving taxis and occupying frenzied building sites. Guyana's ambitious plans know no bounds. With grandiose infrastructure projects underway, including massive gas-fired and hydroelectric power plants, this nation is gearing up to meet the world's insatiable demand. But that's not all. Funding is pouring in to revamp healthcare and education, aiming to become the best in the region. In just a couple of years, hundreds of thousands are projected to rise above poverty, and as you can see here, in just 1 year, Guyana's economy soared by a jaw-dropping 57.8%, outpacing every other country on the planet. And get this, in a mere 5 years, they plan to become the richest nation in South America, rivaling Italy's GDP per capita. But this prosperity wasn't always in their cards. From poverty to prosperity, the unprecedented turnaround. But wait, rewind just a few years back, and you'll find a very different Guyana. Historically, it was known more for economic ineptitude than success. High unemployment rates, half the population living in poverty, and neglected infrastructure were its harsh realities. Decades of ethnically polarized politics only exacerbated the suffering of its people, making change seem like a distant dream. But how did this turnaround happen? Historically, it was the wild coast, ignored by Spanish explorers until the Dutch discovered the region's potential for sugarcane cultivation. Enslaved Africans powered the booming sugar industry until the abolishment of slavery in 1838 shook the foundations of the colony's economy. Faced with a labor shortage, Guyana turned to employing indentured service from India, leading to the division of the nation between Indo-Guyanese in agriculture and Afro-Guyanese in urban areas. In the 20th century, Guyana's fortunes shifted again, this time driven by its abundant bauxite reserves. Becoming the world's 4th largest producer, the nation's vast resource wealth was exploited, but the benefits were slow to trickle down to its citizens. As the world sought liberation from colonization after World War II, Guyana yearned for its chance to shine. However, political turmoil and ethnic tensions lurked around the corner, leaving the nation grappling with violence and division. And just as Guyana finally gained political independence in 1966, it found itself far from being economically independent. Guyana found itself in a situation where large foreign companies controlled a significant portion of its economy. These external entities held substantial power, making most vital economic decisions for the nation. For instance, British-based Booker McConnell had a staggering 85% grip on Guyana's sugar production, accounting for 1/3 of its entire economy, 13% of the workforce, and nearly 40% of foreign exchange earnings. The impact extended beyond sugar, with American and Canadian bauxite mining companies adding to the foreign influence, claiming 45% of the nation's export earnings. This stirred controversy among many Guyanese, who believed these companies not only exploited the nation's resources, but also hindered its development due to the overpowering sway over the economy. In the spirit of breaking free from foreign influence, Guyana embraced socialism in the 1970s, hoping for economic control and growth. But what followed was a roller coaster of debt, dwindling productivity, and a mass exodus of its own people. Socialist, cooperative, republic they called it, but it seemed to lead them down a dark path. But just when it looked like all hope was lost, a ray of hope appeared on the horizon. Oil! In 2015, an astonishing discovery changed the game forever. ExxonMobil struck gold, or rather, black gold. ExxonMobil's monumental discovery unlocked Guyana's potential, catapulting it into the league of major oil producers. With oil reserves worth trillions of dollars, the country is now on the fast track to becoming astonishingly rich. But hold on, there's more. Did you know that Guyana's oil reserves represent 2/3 of the world's discoveries in the last 7 years? Mind-boggling, right? By 2027, Guyana could be producing over 1 million barrels of oil per day, making it the world's top producer per capita. That's some serious clout, rivaling even oil giants like Saudi Arabia and the UAE. The potential windfall is jaw-dropping. Guyana's GDP per capita could soar to $35,000 on par with Italy. The government may receive up to $10 billion annually in oil revenue, an amount twice the country's entire 2019 output. But will this wealth truly benefit the citizens? Now, the big question: will this newfound oil wealth bring prosperity or disaster? A phenomenon known as the resource curse looms, where sudden riches can lead to economic chaos, corruption, and the decline of entire nations. Think Venezuela, once rich, now struggling. Guyana's ambitious plan for insane wealth. Taking a cue from Venezuela's past struggles, Guyana has devised an ambitious plan fueled by its newfound oil riches. With a mix of strategic investments and innovative projects, they're determined to unlock their true potential and rewrite their destiny. 1. Fueling education and healthcare. Guyana knows that investing in its human capital is the key to prosperity. They're channeling substantial oil revenue into elevating the quality and capacity of their educational system. Their goal is to offer free education to all, empowering their citizens with knowledge and skills for the future. On top of that, they're ambitiously revamping their healthcare services, aiming to become a net exporter of healthcare in the region. A healthier nation means a more productive workforce, and that's a winning formula. Number 2. Building infrastructural marvels, connecting a nation. Guyana's geography, with dense forests covering 87% of the nation, has long been a challenge for development. But with the oil windfall, the country is forging ahead with ambitious road and highway networks, linking cities and remote regions. Additionally, a new deep-water port will supercharge cargo capacity, boosting economic competitiveness. Cheaper transportation costs and reduced transit times are just the beginning of Guyana's journey to prosperity. 3. Powering the future. Energy projects unleashed. Fueling its way to economic greatness, Guyana is investing in mega energy projects. Hydroelectric power plants, solar farms, these are just the beginning. The real game changer is the 300-megawatt gas-fired power plant combined with a new oil pipeline. By utilizing its oil production to reduce energy prices, Guyana sets its course for value-added manufacturing, generating more revenue and better job opportunities. 4. Government policies to attract foreign investment. The Guyanese government has implemented various policies to attract foreign investment, aiming to create a stable and predictable investment environment. These include tax incentives, investment protection laws, and infrastructure development. Tax breaks, import duty exemptions, and reduced VAT rates are introduced to attract foreign investors. Legal recourse is also provided in case of disputes. The government is also investing heavily in road, port, and airport upgrades to facilitate business operations for foreign investors to do business in the country. 5. Sovereign Wealth Fund, a financial safety net. To avoid the pitfalls of sudden wealth, Guyana established a sovereign wealth fund. With strict rules on saving and spending, this massive investment fund will steer clear and safeguard against short-term oil price fluctuations. Saving and investing for the next generation, Guyana is securing its legacy. But the crucial question: will Guyana triumph? While the plan is impressive, Guyana's success hinges on its political stability. The country has a history of corruption and inefficiency, and ethnically polarized politics may lead to unsound economic policies. A lack of transparency in the wealth fund also raises concerns. Guyana's race against the clock is real, with peak global oil consumption approaching. The nation must extract as much oil as possible, diversify its economy, invest in its people, and maintain its institutions' integrity. Will Guyana emerge as the next Norway, or fall into the traps of Venezuela's past? Now, are you optimistic about Guyana's prospects, or are you concerned about the road ahead? Share your thoughts in the comments below.